All right. Hey, everyone. Welcome to SBR Sports Picks. I'm Peter Loshak. This is the daily live show that I do every weekday at 10:30 Eastern Time, where I give my official picks. Sometimes you're up, sometimes you're down. Right now, I'm a little bit up, 5-3 yesterday. For another couple units, that brings me to 10-5 Monday, Tuesday. Very happy about that. Very thankful about that. I don't know what would have happened if I had gone negative to my mental state, but thankfully I don't have to worry about that. And Matty Ice yesterday, I gave a whole bunch of picks, and I don't know, maybe I'm going nuts, but you got to strike while the iron is hot.
Yes, I agree.
Jump on opportunities when they're there. And today I might have even more picks. Today I might have 12, 15, 18 picks.
Buckle up.
I mean, I feel like I'm seeing stuff that I'm liking. You know what I mean? Again, I'm seeing not necessarily like yesterday. There was no official low-hanging fruit, but there were a bunch of plays that I was liking, and
We'll go over what you got yesterday, because even I lost track.
Yeah, well, basically, we'll start with the. It's so nice. You can start with the losers when you know that the rest are winners. I completely flubbed the Colorado game. I took Colorado and the under, and both of those were losers. Seattle suddenly has turned a corner. They were bad on the road all year, and they were particularly bad over the past couple weeks. Going into Colorado, though, so they've turned things around, and Colorado's suddenly slumping a little bit. So what to make of that? I'm assuming that it's relatively, insignificant, their recent struggles. But
yeah, could be.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, before this recent slump by Colorado, they were plus 30% ROI, which was 10% higher than the second team. So obviously, a correction was likely to come, right?
Yes.
Still have a good bullpen, still have a good lineup. So I would expect them to still be a profitable team going forward. But, maybe not number one in baseball, and maybe not, anywhere close to where they have been so far. Still a quality lineup, though. And yesterday I had I cashed with the Dodgers second half, cashed with the Houston second half, cashed with the Yankees on the run line. That was an easy one. Cashed with the Arizona on the -1 line. That was an easy one.
Yeah, Robbie Ray was really good last night.
And cashed with Texas. Great call on that one. Good. Great call. It was the spot that really I liked for Texas. So yeah. Hopefully I can continue it. All right, let's see. We've got a lot of stuff. We've got a lot of stuff to cover, and time is short. Remember that from Back to the Future? Back to School. Probably the best school movie ever with Rodney. Sam Kinison was the professor. Was awesome. And then the British guy was like, "We've got a lot to cover, and time is short."
Yes, the boyfriend of the.
Yes, right.
I like that movie a lot.
When Rodney Dangerfield, well, why don't you see me sometime when you have no class? And she was like, Thornton Mellon. All right, Thornton, you're so charming. All right.
Cash the Mariners and KC and underdogs. Good.
All right. Thanks so much for all the positive comments. Tomorrow is Thursday. There's only going to be 8 games, so we can joke around, shoot the shit tomorrow, talk about chicks sitting on our faces and stuff like that. Today we got 15 games, a lot of early starts, and a lot of picks that I'm liking. Yes, tomorrow we will talk about chicks sitting on our faces because there's only 8 games tomorrow. All right, let's see where to start. Okay, I guess let's just go down in chronological order. Then we'll get to some of the comments. Oh, once again, before we get into this, the MLB contest starts tomorrow, Thursday, June 1st. I'm going to be in it. Jeff from BMOC Wins is going to be in it. Drew Martin's going to be in it. I think Donnie Rightside going to be in it. Maybe Zach Jones will be in it. Are you going to be in it, Zach Jones? Oh, Zach Jones is going to be in it. Director of Marketing here. Matt Dessar, are you going to be in it?
Already in it.
Oh, God, the common collected voice behind the camera and the massive failure in hot dog eating contests, Matt Dessaro, will be in it. So all these people, and chances are at least two of us will have horrifically embarrassing results, and you'll be able to see exactly who that is.
Can only hope.
Yeah, and again, the contest with prizes, we've talked about it before. SBRforum.com, SBRcontest.com. The links I think will be posted in this video, and it's a fun contest anyway, even if there were no prizes. But there are prizes and there's swag. All right, let's get to the games today. First game, Arizona at Pittsburgh. Godley is starting for Arizona, and he's been pretty good. Not quite putting it fully together in every start recently, but when he does, he might have a string of lights out starts. Cool, of course, a guy who a third of the time has a nice 5-inning start, 2/3 of the time has struggles with walks or whatever. So I'm definitely leaning Arizona here. Definitely leaning Arizona on the team total over, and I think I will give this one as an official play. What the hell? I'm going to stick with the first 5 innings though. because I just want to isolate the Godly Cool matchup. So I'm going to take Arizona on the first 5 innings. I don't do a lot of first 5 inning lines because, again, you pay higher juice and you have to have a very, solid reason, not an overwhelming reason, but a solid reason to take a full game, to take the first 5 over a full game. But I will take that one, and I believe I'm seeing minus 110 Arizona first 5 innings, Godly over Cool. And I'm also going to take a shot with the Arizona team total over. Pinnacle right now over 4, minus 130. So hopefully I won't get burned taking both of those, but I think I'm feeling okay about that one. Those are 2 picks. Next one, Cincinnati and Toronto. Edelman and Bolsinger. I don't know what to make of that one, man. Obviously, Toronto's awesome. They're almost a default pick now. It's a low line because Bolsinger sucks, but Edelman also sucks. Edelman is off of a great start, but that was definitely, fluky. Yes, for sure, right? It was you know who it was against, right? Come on. You know this one. Think of come on.
Phillies.
Philly, right? Edelman against them. That team is horrible, man. We're gonna get to the Philly game in a second, but that team is really bad, dude.
They are.
Dude.
I mean, that's nothing new.
They
had high hopes last season, and all of their prospects just.
I mean,
like Miguel Franco was supposed to be.
Yeah, exactly.
Like the second Albert Pujols, and then
he turned out to be like the I don't know, the second whatever, some random dude.
John
yeah,
Olerud.
Just he turned out to be just the 500th guy who struggles with major league sliders, is what it is, And all right, so let's see, Cincinnati, Toronto. Obviously, the no-brainer play there would be the over. I'm going to hold off on that one for now. I might take it. I'm going to look into it a little bit, but again, sometimes these early start games with high totals can be a little bit tricky jumping all over the overs because there can be guys in the lineup who are out unexpectedly. So I'm going to hold off on that one for now, but obviously the no-brainer play would be the over. I'm going to hold off on that one, not even going to make it a lean. Next play is the next Philly and Miami game. I mean, what to make of Philly right now? Are they just an utter, absolute auto fade right now? It's Nola against Straley. Nola had a good start 2 starts ago. Last start he got hit. Straley has been – I feel like the starting pitching here is a wash, but it's just how bad is Philly? What do you think, Matty Ice?
Extremely bad.
Yeah.
I mean, there's not much else to say.
I mean, there's really just
want to bet on either one of these.
There's really just nothing else to say.
It makes it kind of easy because they're playing against each other. So they only have one game you have to ignore.
When this line opened on the overnight line, I couldn't believe it. It was minus 120. I jumped on Miami all over that immediately. It's now up to the into the low minus 130s. But at this line, it's just one of those situations where maybe Nola will come in and have a strong start. 2 starts ago, he was good. Philly is still a major league lineup, so they could get a win. But at the current lines, I have to take Miami. I just have to do it. It's just one unit. If it loses, that's fine. I lose a unit. It's still plus money, so I'm going to take Miami minus 1. The money line part of that will be at sportsbetting.ag and BetOnline minus 127. And the run line part will be all the way up at Pinnacle plus 166. Unbelievable. Miami on 1.5 is a plus 166.
So that's an official pick.
That's an official pick. How can you not take Miami minus 1.5? Well, I'm taking it minus 1. But the run line part of that, I mean, considering and Philly can't hit anyone, and Straley's been okay, unless people are out for Miami, which is likely. But all right, so I'm going to take. All right, I just look quickly up at the comments. Tomarino Tomor, who does great research. The Phillies remind me of Cleveland last year. You can look for value all you want. Philadelphia is much worse than everyone else, and Marcus priced them as legit MLB team. Miami hitting now. Exactly, there it is. Tomarino Tomor just basically said it, and you do see that a lot of times in baseball. A few years ago, Pittsburgh was like that. There might be sometimes there's one team that's just so bad that the markets can't price them as bad as they really are. Yes.
It's impossible.
Yes.
Because you always they have to win tonight.
Yeah, exactly. But they've just been, I mean, you called it like against Edinson Volquez. They didn't even come close to winning. I mean, I guess they came kind of close. I guess that was 4-1. But when you're bragging about how you only lost to Edinson Volquez by 3 runs, yeah, it's a bad baseball team. So I'm taking Miami. If it loses, I will happily eat that one. There's no way I can't fade Philly right now unless it's a massive favorite line. Next one, Houston and Minnesota, Paulino and Santiago. This one didn't have an overnight line, but I had this one circled because once again, I'm looking at Houston to put up a nice offensive number. Paulino is coming up from the minors. He's, a guy who has not had major league success in long term. He's not going to, but he does get some strikeouts here and there. So I'm leaning over on this one. I have to decide that because there wasn't an overnight line, I have to think about what I'm really going to do here. I did jump on Houston minus 1 quickly and the team total over quickly at 5. So I'll think about that. And you know what I will do? Screw it. I will throw it in there. Santiago's definitely been struggling and regressing. I will throw in Houston team total over 5 minus 125. That's not a Pinnacle line. That's a Heritage line right now, so the Pinnacle line will probably be a little bit better. Santiago definitely been regressing, and I will throw him on that one. And definitely Houston -1 is a lean. I'm going to decide whether or not to put that one as an official pick, but for now, that's a lean. Next game, another interesting one, Chicago Cubs and San Diego, right? Once again, the Chicago Cubs lose. What was the matchup yesterday? It was
kind of the opposite of the market's not making up for how bad certain teams are.
Yes.
Expecting these guys to be as good.
And once again, and I'll tell you, I did not have, what I do is I make my bets and I make my picks, right? I basically pick every game and I bet the ones I like. Yesterday, I did not have the balls to bet San Diego, but I was smart enough to make San Diego my pick in my, record keeping. I knew, and once again today, I actually did have the balls to bet. I actually did bet San Diego slightly, so that might mean that Chicago is going to win here. But Arrieta's been struggling. Perdomo's been giving you 6 innings and 3 runs reliably, and just the Cubs are just way overvalued right now.
Absolutely true, Cody.
What?
That the Cubs are kind of the laughing stock with the Giants right now.
Yes. The Giants.
Oh, maybe.
Oh no, the Giants would be.
I read that, but
yeah, the Giants are, as far as a bet is concerned, they're not a great
as far
team.
as bets are concerned.
Yeah, I mean the Cubs.
Actually, I was with Drew last night. We were watching that game. Why were they the underdog last night?
The Giants.
Yeah, in that game against the Nationals.
Figure
it out. They were pretty good underdogs, I think.
Why were they under?
It was.
You mean why were the Nationals an underdog?
No, maybe we looked at
the Nats were an underdog.
Oh.
Yeah.
We had a few beers. Maybe we got our lines crossed.
But yeah. So tonight once again, and I actually did pull the trigger slightly on San Diego with Perdomo against Arrieta. The Cubs are just way overvalued. And I would also have a lean to the over on that one, although I'm going to hold off on that one. Then Oakland, Cleveland, Minea and Clevenger. I took a small shot with the under 9 on that one, but I'm not liking that one anymore, or as much. So let's move on. Next game. This is a tough one, Matty. Guys, you follow the Yankees closely, so I'm interested to hear what you have to say here. Tanaka against Gossman. Tanaka, of course, off an awesome 13-inning start. Before that, gave up 7 home runs in his 2 starts before that. What to expect from Gossman here? My guess is he gets hit a bit. What do you think?
I agree. What's the over? What's the total?
That one. I jumped on the over on that one on the overnight, and I got it at 9, and it's up to 9.5 at some places. 9 is still available. That will be an official pick. Yankees, Baltimore, over 9 minus 114. That's
the only way I would touch this game also.
Interestingly, the Yankees also opened as a small road favorite, and I took the Yankees -1 small on the overnight, and now Baltimore is a favorite. So I'm guessing someone's got to be out for the Yankees, especially in light of how Tanaka's last start went, right?
Yeah, probably. I don't know. I didn't read anything yet this morning that I can think of, but possibly.
Yeah. All right. Next game is Milwaukee and the Mets. Guerra against DeGrom. This one I'm definitely leaning over. I'm leaning the second half over, and at the big dog line here, I would have to be leaning Milwaukee at the the plus 160s. DeGrom was coming off 2 great starts, but before that, he was definitely giving up runs, and I feel like he should be somewhat vulnerable here. Guerra is a little bit of a wild card. Of course, he's coming back from his calf injury, and his first start was okay, not great, but not bad. He, had a couple walks, gave up a run or 2, but in general was okay. And I was leaning over on this one.
Sure did go on. That was a pretty good one.
And last night's game obviously went into extra innings, so the bullpens weren't too great to start with. Might be a little bit used up here. So I will throw on second half over. This is the first second half total I've given all year. Second half over. It's just 3 minus 135. Milwaukee Mets. Second half over 3 minus 135.
Okay, that's actually, we just got a question from Cody about that game on the second half as well, so I might as well ask it. Milwaukee on the second half.
Yes, I would lean Milwaukee second half for sure, but my pick is just going to be on the over 3 minus 135. I would also have to have a lean to Milwaukee at the big dog line. The best line right now is at Bet Online plus 168. Of course, I'm comparing lines here at SBRodds.com, which is free odds service, customizable, that you can easily use to get up-to-date line movements and compare lines market-wide, which in baseball, of course, is very important. Right now, we can see that Pinnacle has plus 162. BetOnline Sportsbetting.ag has plus 168. That's definitely a lean for Milwaukee.
Gregorius is out.
Gregorius out. Okay, yeah, sure. I mean, still, I'm okay with
that's not enough for me to not.
Right. All right, so Milwaukee is definitely a lean, and Milwaukee second half is definitely a lean, and the over in general on that one is also a lean, and the over on that one is 7.5. I did bet that one at plus money. Now it's 7.5.
For Milwaukee and the Mets.
Yeah. So I got three leans on that one. The over at 7.5, Milwaukee at plus 168, and Milwaukee on the second half. My only official pick as of right now is the second half over 3 minus 135. Next one is Tampa Bay and Texas. Archer against Biebens Dirks. And
what?
Biebens Dirks. He is a reliever who has been doing okay, but he's had a lot of work recently. So I would still expect him to give you a solid 4 innings here, and then Archer on the other side. So slightly into Texas, slightly into the under, but I'm going to hold off on that one for now. Next one, it is Mike Pelfrey Day. It is Mike Pelfrey Day. Although his last start was actually pretty decent, and his strikeouts were up.
By the way, we had a great Bartolo Colon day yesterday.
I know, which I actually wound up betting.
Very bountiful.
Yes, I actually wound up betting Atlanta on the second half on that one, which did wind up cashing.
Nice.
And I probably
winning on Atlanta on Bartolo Colon.
Just because Trout was out, I probably wouldn't have given the Angels as a pick in any way, shape, or form, but I would have given Atlanta second half, which did wind up cashing. It is Mike Pelfrey Day, and Pelfrey had a good start last out. He was, got 7 strikeouts, and before that, his other start was pretty good. But that might be just serving to keep his lines a little bit low. I'm definitely leaning Boston team total over, which is a little bit up there, but we saw what happened yesterday. I will give that one as an official pick. Is there any way that Pelfrey holds Boston to 4 or less? Sure, but I would say it's not that likely. I'm going to take Boston over 5 minus 121 team total as an official pick there.
Boston over 5.
Yeah, over 5. Next one, Boyd and Kennedy. I'm way the hell off of that one. Next one, the Dodgers in St. Louis. Definitely lean as the Dodgers once again on the second half at minus 130.
Yeah, they're playing really well. Right
yeah, and Ryu is a little bit of a question mark here. Martinez is good. The only issue is how deep will he go? He can go 9. He can go 8 or 9. More likely, I think he goes 6, and then the bullpens take over, and the Dodgers have the edge. So I would be leading Dodgers second half minus 130. I just have to think about that for a second if I want to take that or not. Next one is Atlanta against the Angels. I bet this one on the opener at about plus 118 on Atlanta. The Angels obviously taking a huge hit with Trout going down. Chavez has actually gotten knocked around bad his last 2 starts. Garcia is, nothing special, but not as bad as Chavez recently. And so my leans here would be Atlanta as a small road. Actually, Atlanta plus 1. I will take that one. I'm going to give Atlanta plus 1. Atlanta plus 1. Again, you do the same thing. You bet the same amount to win this time on the run line as you bet to risk on the money line, because this is now the money line is an underdog, not a favorite. But I will take Atlanta plus 1, and if they lose by 1, it's a push. If they win, I win. If they lose by more than 1, it's a loss. The money line part here is at Pinnacle, which will be plus 116, and the run line part will be plus 1.5, and that will be minus 180. So that works out to not that big of a deal, minus 130 or so. Atlanta plus 1, and also Atlanta second half would also be a lean, and the Atlanta team total over is a lean. I know their offense isn't that great, but Chavez has been getting absolutely smoked recently. Oh man, at Pinnacle it's 4 plus 118. Wow, that is really
plus 4
plus 118 on the Atlanta team total over. That's definitely a lean there. I'm gonna have to think about. I might wind up throwing all these on my official record. I might have 25 or 30 picks.
You have,
and if they're all winning,
6, 7.
Yeah, a whole lot of them. Next game that's interesting is Colorado at Seattle. Now I have to be a little bit careful here because I've had a bad read on Colorado recently, not before.
Well, honestly, these are 2 teams that are tough to read right now.
Yes.
They're in transitions, I think, in their season.
So now they're moving back to Seattle. Paxton's getting his first start. Senzatella is starting again, and Senzatella obviously has been great, but he's likely to regress going forward. Paxton, what do we expect from him? Not exactly sure, but he's likely to be on a pitch count. So yeah, I will give, as an official pick, Colorado on the second half. I might get burned on it, but again, I like the lineup. I like the bullpen. Colorado second half, that'll be just minus 115. Again, if I have to eat a loss there, I'll eat it. Colorado second half minus 115. I'm actually liking that a decent amount. And again, Paxton's not going to go deep. I think he's going to be on a pitch.
Stay off that one, Cody.
Right. And then the last one is Washington, San Francisco, Scherzer and Kane. Again, I don't know if I can take Washington is this big of a favorite. Their overall record with Scherzer starting has been, I think, 6-4 or something like that, 7-4, something like that. Yeah. So, and Kane is a tricky one because he has probably right now the most stark home road splits in all of baseball. He's been horrific on the road and actually awesome at home. He hasn't had one bad start at home yet. but we might be looking at his first bad start here at home against Washington. I would definitely be leaning Washington on the team total over, which right now would be just 4. I think at plus money. No. All right. So Washington team total over 4 minus 127 would be my lean, and the over 7 and the over 7.5 in that one. And you remember yesterday, pretty ballsy play to give a lean to the over in a game at San Francisco, but that one did catch. If you remember, that was one of my leans, Matty, guys.
Yeah,
and that's one of my leans today as well. Yes.
I got a question on that.
Go ahead.
Let's see. Arcola or something asked earlier, did Harper deserve to get that beanball?
Oh, I mean,
and then but more to the question, like, does anybody really deserve that stuff for what?
What, getting beamed?
Yeah, I mean, what do people really do? They do a bat flip. They might walk across the mound if they're not really paying attention. Like, what do?
Are you asking, does anyone deserve to get beamed?
Yeah, do you think people should get hit with baseballs?
Well, I mean, it's like what Bob Gibson used to do. It's like, who owns the inside of the plate?
That's different.
Who owns it? The pitcher. You got to own it. If you don't own the inside of the plate, I don't care who you are. You're going down to you're going down to single A Dunedin.
Yeah, to brush somebody back is different, but to just hit them,
plunk them in the head. What? 2017, you got to do what you got to do, baby. It's a dog-eat-dog world. You know how many people? There's 7.5 billion people in the world. 7.5 billion people in the world right now. You got to do what you got to do. You know how many there were in 1980? 4.5 billion.
Wow.
3 extra billion people between now and 1980. You can't be nice anymore. You got to do what you got to do. Otherwise, 1 billion of those people will leapfrog right ahead of you within,
the helmet throw.
One hesitation.
Me and Drew broke that down last night, kind of slow motion. I came to the conclusion that he, in mid-throw, decided that would have been a really bad idea. And just hucked it off to the side.
All right.
Is it an increased fine if you use a piece of equipment to attack somebody?
I would imagine so. And that
at that point it becomes assault, correct?
Yes.
It's like a
I mean, technically it's true.
Say the same with the ball,
right?
Because technically the ball is a piece of equipment as well. So I don't know. I thought it slipped out of his hand. It looked like it slipped out of his face.
Right. I mean, that is a good point. It's like, why, this guy's taking advantage of a piece of equipment that's sanctioned, but he's not able to throw a friggin' helmet at the guy, but the other guy's allowed to beat him in the head with a friggin'
major league outfit. He's not missing a 15-foot helmet.
All right. So we got a bunch of questions. Let's get to some of them. The first one I just look at here, John Ramsey, he's saying, need your opinions, please. All right. Chicago Cubs? Hell no. No, I would not touch that. They might win, especially because I bet them, so they might win. But at the current line at minus 180, no way I wouldn't touch that. But for me, it would be San Diego or nothing. New York Mets? Hell no. For me, it's I did bet Milwaukee. I bet that one at that big of an underdog line. Boston, yes, I would lean that way. I took them on the team total over as an official pick. I also probably think that the -1 line is also worth a shot. Colorado, yes, I took Colorado on the second half, and definitely at that big of a line, I would take them in the plus 160s. But I'm probably not going to even bet them. Well, I did actually bet it small at plus 160 or whatever. But I prefer the second half on that one. But definitely leaning Colorado there. And then Washington, that game's a pass for me. I do think that Kane's going to struggle here, but at that big of a line, can't take Washington in the minus 170s. I would lean San Francisco there. All right. Okay. All right. Let's see. All right. So
the Blue Jays? No.
The Blue Jays. Yeah. I mean, it's going to be a pass. The no-brainer play obviously would be the over at 9.5 because of the starting pitchers. And if you were going to take that one, I guess I would take the first 5 innings over on that one. But all right. So let's see. Tomorino saying, I love over in Boston game. White Sox have hit every lefty they've faced. Yes. Yes, I agree with you. I agree with you, Tomorino. I'm already on a Boston team total over. And Pomerantz is, Pomerantz, yes. This is the kind of start where he would get, hit a little bit. He's coming off of some good starts on the road now. The White Sox hit lefties well. So I would agree with you, Tomorino. All right. Here's what we'll do. First, I'll review my picks and leans. Then we'll go to some questions, and then we'll wrap it up where I will finalize my leans, whether I want to make them picks or not. All right. So again, I got Arizona first 5 and Arizona team total, both official picks. Right. I got Miami -1. That's an official pick. I got Houston team total over. That's an official pick. And the first 5 innings over on that one is also a lean. And the Houston -1 line is also a lean. Cubs and San Diego. I forgot what I have nothing on that one, but I definitely wouldn't take the Cubs. Down. Right. Yankees and Baltimore over 9 is an official pick for sure. All right. Milwaukee and the Mets, second half over 3 is an official pick. But as far as leans are concerned, Milwaukee on the second, Milwaukee on the full game, plus money, Milwaukee second half, and the full game over are all official leans. Boston team total over, that is an official pick. Boston team total over 5. LA Dodgers second half. Did I give that one on a pick yet? No, I don't.
No, I didn't write it down.
All right, I'll throw that one on there. LA Dodgers second half. That's now an official pick. LA Dodgers second half minus 130, I believe. Yeah, no, minus 125. Nice. LA Dodgers second half minus 125. That's an official pick. Atlanta +1. That's an official pick. And Atlanta team total over would be a lean. Colorado second half. That's an official pick. And the Colorado at the plus money would also be an official lean. And that's about it for now. That's about it for now, right?
All right. Do we have a low-hanging fruit?
Low-hanging fruit of the day. There's kind of a few that are low-hanging, I think. The first one, yeah, I mean, they're all kind of low-hanging-ish. The Mets-Milwaukee second half with those bullpens and getting used up
Over
like that.
3. Yeah,
that's definitely a low-hanging fruit of the day. And as we said, we can have more than one low-hanging fruits because sometimes you go, that's got to be a low-hanging fruit. Miami -1, that's got to qualify as a low-hanging fruit, right? How does that not qualify as a low-hanging fruit?
God,
it's got to, right? Miami -1. Low-hanging fruit. Milwaukee Mets second half over.
I like that one a lot, over 3.
Yeah. Colorado second half. That's got to qualify as a low-hanging fruit.
And the Arizona team total.
The Arizona team total.
Well,
yes.
Maybe the first 5 is more low-hanging.
I mean, they're all low. All these plays are kind of low-hanging-ish. I don't really know the Houston team total over. That's low-hanging. A lot of low-hanging fruit today. I mean, if I had to, I would be comfortable with labeling all of them. Boston to get to 5 against Pelfrey. That's low-hanging. I would be comfortable labeling all of the picks that I've given today low-hanging, except for the Dodgers second half, maybe. Okay. And except for Atlanta +1, although I like both of those. Maybe they're not quite low-hanging, but a lot of picks that I'm liking today. All right, let's get to some questions, and then maybe I'll throw on some more picks to my all right. Lei Shen says Nola pitches well against Fish. Yes. Zach Jones says that's a lot of fruit. It is. Sometimes you go to the tree. Look, anyone who's had a fruit tree knows sometimes you go to the tree and there's a bunch of fruits just hanging there. Other times you go and you realize you're going to have to use a ladder or a stick just to get the lowest one. So listen, I don't know if there's anyone who can get a win for.
It's pretty literal, I think.
Look, if Nola okay, Josh Miller says, if Nola wasn't on the mound, I'd be all over Miami. If there's anyone who can get a win for Philly, I think it would be Nola. Yes, I agree. But then again, if there's anyone who could lose a game for Miami against Philly, it would be Edinson Volquez, and he did fine. Nola, my sense is that Nola and Straley are basically a wash. Nola is good, but so is Straley. Neither one of them is quite awesome right now. Both are capable of a 7-inning shutout start, but I feel like the starting pitching matchup is a wash. And if it were -160, I might not be on Miami, but in the -130s or -127 at Bet Online, I would take that one. All right, let's see other comments going back. Thanks for the insights. Thanks so much. Thanks so much for all your positive comments. Loose Cunt says, I've been agreeing with you. Loose Cunt. I've been agreeing with your picks more and more lately. I hope it turns out well for us. Yeah, listen, Loose Cunt. 2 weeks ago, I had a great week. Last week, I had a losing week. This week, Monday and Tuesday have been great so far. So hopefully
tighten it up. You gotta tighten up Loose Cunt.
Yes, Loose Cunt. Thank you for your comment. What do you want me to do? Not read his name?
I want you to do exactly
that's his name. Loose Cunt. Okay.
I know, his parents, what were they thinking?
Yeah, exactly. What the hell were your parents thinking, Loose Cunt?
The Scunts.
Yeah. If your last name is Skunt, you don't name your kid Lewis. All right? Jesus God. All right, let's see. Lei Shen asking, give me underdog of the day. Actually, there's kind of a lot of them. There's 4 underdogs that I'm kind of liking here. Definitely Milwaukee is an underdog that I'm liking. Definitely Atlanta is an underdog that I'm liking. Definitely, I guess those would be the 2 that I'm liking the most. Atlanta as a small underdog and Milwaukee as a big underdog. Those would be the 2 underdogs that I'm liking a lot. And, I mean, the key there is just DeGrom. Obviously, if DeGrom comes in and throws a shutout, which is entirely possible, that's what he did his last 2 starts, you're going to lose your bet. But if he comes in and gives up a bunch of runs like he did a lot of his starts leading up to his last 2 starts, then you got a pretty good bet as a big underdog there for Milwaukee. So that might be one of those games where it's like Milwaukee, you're getting +165, and they should be +140. So you're likely to lose, But if you're getting 25-cent edges regularly on baseball underdogs, you're long-term looking very, very good. So those are the two underdogs that I'd be leaning towards today. All right. Tomarino Tomor says, I think the value is Washington SF is the under. No, disagree with you, Tomarino Tomor. I think the value is with the over. Very slight value, but I'm sorry?
You said get you a new hat. That is a new hat.
Yeah, I'll get a new hat. Let's see. Other comments. Let's see.
Tan one?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
People are talking about WNBA, and again, I have been doing well in WNBA this year. The issue with WNBA is that there tend not to be a lot this year. There tend not to be a lot of overnight lines, so it's a little bit hard for me to give WNBA plays at this time. But overall, I've been doing pretty well in the WNBA. And Tomarino Tomor says the key to WNBA is situational. Yes, that's true. That's absolutely accurate. Situational spots in the WNBA. I can get into that a lot more later on, maybe in a different show or something. All right, let's see. Other questions. A lot of people, a lot of discussion about WNBA. Yeah, I love WNBA.
We can start doing some short WNBA videos.
We can. It's just like I said. They're being real. They're scared to hang overnight lines in WNBA.
So we could do like a afternoon or Instagram.
Yeah, we could do something like that. An afternoon. Maybe I will do that. Yes. All right. Let's see. Some people agreeing that Gossman is a good fade. Tomarino Tomor saying Gossman is a good fade. All right. Let's see. Let me see. Other questions. Let's see. Questions. Lee Shen saying, I need low-hanging fruit today. A lot of low-hanging fruit. Like 8 of my picks are, I would consider to be relatively low-hanging. Toy Reviews 51 says, Astros almost always put up runs. Dope lineup. Yes. I've been cashing.
They do have a dope-ass lineup.
Yes, I've been cashing with overs in Astros games, with team total overs, with the Astros on the run lines. DJ One Mike says Houston every day unless something crazy. Can't really disagree with that.
I agree as well.
Yeah, they've definitely been profitable for a while. And just as there are teams like Philadelphia that in baseball that are that go through stretches where they're a good fade just game in and game out, the opposite is true. There are teams with such strong lineups. A few years ago, Boston was that way. They were a great, or even the Cubs last year. The Cubs were on a run where they were just covering their run lines, game in and game out. So yeah. All right, let's see other questions. John Ramsey answered his questions. Pete, the total in the Arizona over full game. Yes, I would be leading over in that one for sure. But I am only going to go with I'm not going to bet the full game over. I'm only betting the Arizona team total over, and that of course is an official pick. All right, some other. Brandon James says, I'm in the contest and ready to go. A lot of people excited for this contest. I understand why. You know, it is some of the highlights of my life are some of the have been some of there have been basically 8 highlights of my life. One of them
pretty good.
Yeah, one of them was in Little League. One of them was a little bit.
Tell me. No. I don't gloss right over that story.
One of them I would love to share, but it's way too disgusting, so I can't share it. I mean, it was awesome, but it was just like really disgusting, so I can't share it.
The Little League story?
What?
The Little League
story?
So
the Little League story I can share.
Oh.
I've had about 8 highlights of my life. One of them was a Little League story. One of them was a story that I just can't share because it's
Why
too
was
disgusting.
One of the highlights of your life disgusting story?
I mean, it's just like it involved one woman, but it was great. I'm just saying, it's like, you don't trust me. You don't want me to share this story, but it was awesome. It was fucking awesome.
I don't think either one of us. That way.
And then the other 6 highlights of my life were handicapping contests that I won. You know what I mean? Winning Beat the Prick here, coming in like winning a sweatshirt at one of our competitors. Highlights of my life. 6 of them were handicapping contests. So anytime I do well in a contest,
one was Little League.
What?
One was gross and one was Little League.
The Little League one was straight out of like, an 80s movie television show about Little League. I'll tell that story maybe sometime, but it was a great one. And and I'll shout out some of my teammates who I remember who were yelling at me off the bench. All right, other questions. Let's get off of this tangent. Just want to make sure. Oh, Matthias Shermanator says, yeah, face sitting. That's what we'll be talking about tomorrow. Who knows what we might talk about tomorrow? Only 8 games. Tomorrow things could get, when we cover the games in depth. Weird. Yeah, tomorrow we could get into a lot of this. We
can get this Little League story out of you.
Mm-hmm.
I have a gross Little League story, so we can do that.
Skooma Steve says, Pete, your advice helped in my parlay last night. Thanks, brother. All right, listen. A lot of, the way baseball goes, a lot of you're going to have a lot of opinions in baseball where you are correct about your edge and it still loses. That's the way baseball goes. Baseball is about finding a bunch of 10, 15, 20 cent edges and betting them and winning long term. So thanks for that. I do feel like I have an overall good read on baseball right now. A lot of positive comments. Really, thanks for it. Thanks for that. Matthias Shermayer says, Pete, I love you. No homo. Love you right back. No homo today, but possibly homo in future days. We'll see what my homo qualifiers. They change every day. Yesterday my homo qualifier was absolutely homo. All right, let's see. But I have to change with the times.
Yeah.
Change with the times.
You're versatile.
Yes.
There's a word for that.
You have to be careful. You can't say retard anymore. Did you know that?
Yeah, you just did.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's tricky. Yeah. No, it's not. That's not like the N word where you can't even say it in reference to it. You can say retard. You don't have to say the R word even if you're referencing it, but you're not allowed to say that's retarded. You can't say that anymore. The N word, you can't even say that even if you're referencing it. You have to still say the N word. You can't say the actual word. Retard you can say, but you're not allowed to say it in the way that you used to. So yes, very, very, you have to stay up to date with the times and say the right things at all times, especially with the internet saving everything. All right, let's wrap things up.
I was going to say something. I totally forgot what the hell I was going to say.
I'm going to make some final decisions here.
Mind.
Yeah, that's right. Tomor makes a good point. How stupid is it you can say idiot but not retard? That's right. That's right. I guess the point is that it's implied that an idiot has some choice in his lack of smart things that he says, whereas as a retard does not have choice.
It's too early.
I'm getting myself in trouble already. I can, 30 more seconds of this, and I'll be out of a job.
Unless my voice is on this right now, I'm better off.
All right, so let me just review all of my picks and all my leans, and I have to finalize decision on this. Okay, official picks: Arizona first 5 and Arizona team total over. Those are official. Cincinnati, Toronto. I guess first 5 is over has got to be a lean, right? But I can't make that one a pick. But the first 5 over is definitely a lean. Cincinnati, Toronto. Miami -1. That is definitely a pick, and I'm not going to question it. Houston, what did I do on that one? I took the Houston team total over. And it was a whisper. All right, Houston team total over. Oh God, they're laughing about comments that we might not be able to make these comments public. All right, let's wrap this up. Houston team total over.
If you guys are enjoying politically incorrect, Pete, definitely like this video.
Yeah, right. Okay. All right.
Also, let us know.
Yes, and also let us know.
I prefer not to talk about sports at all during the show.
Or if anything that I've said has offended you, let us know about that, and I will make a note not to say what you said.
How many likes do we need to get that nasty story?
Yes. No, you don't want that.
At least 100 gives us a Little League story.
You think the Little League story? I'll tell you the nasty story. You think you want to know it, but then when I tell you, you don't want. I mean, it was awesome. It was awesome for me. It was awesome for her, but you don't want. It's just.
That's what makes the gross part more interesting.
You don't want to. No, you don't want to know the story. All right, all right. Let's continue with keep focused here, boys. Keep focused. All right.
We are laser focused.
Arizona first 5 innings. Arizona team total over. Official picks. Cincinnati, Toronto first 5 innings over is a lean, not a pick. Miami is an official pick on the -1 line, and if Nola shuts them down, I'll eat the loss. Houston team total over is an official pick. Houston -1 is a lean, and the first 5 innings over is a lean. I'll just stick with the Houston team total over now, although the -1 line is very tempting. Cubs at San Diego. Gosh, I'm going to pass on that one, but it's tempting. Yankees over is an official pick. Definitely liking that one, and that's the only one I'm going to go on there. Milwaukee second half over 3 -135 is an official pick, and the rest of this, oh man, it's tempting. All right, I'll just stick with leans. Milwaukee +168 is a lean. The Milwaukee second half line is a lean, and the over in the full game on that one is a lean for sure. But as far as my official picks, I'm just going to go with the second half over 3 -135. Texas Tampa Bay pass. Boston team total over is an official pick, and I'll just stick with that one, even though the full game over is also probably going to cash. And actually, I'll make that one official lean. Boston White Sox over 9.5 definitely will be an official lean there. Detroit KC passing. LA Dodgers second half. I made that one an official pick. Atlanta +1. That's an official pick. And the Atlanta team total over, you know what? I will give that one. Matty Ice. Matty Ice. I'm throwing on Hey, Matty, I'm throwing on Atlanta team total over 4 plus 118. That is a pinnacle line there. Atlanta team total over 4 minus 118. Oh, sorry, plus 118, plus 118. And the Atlanta second half line would also be an official pick as well, official lean as well. Second half is an official lean with Atlanta. Colorado second half, that is an official pick, and Colorado as a big money line underdog is an official lean, but only the second half is an official pick. And to wrap things up, the Washington team total over is an official lean. Actually, let me think about that one. You know what? I'm going to throw that one on there as an official pick. Official pick. Washington. Team total over 4 minus 127 at Pinnacle. If Matt Cain holds Washington down to 3 runs or less, I'll eat the loss, but I'm going to take Washington. Team total over 4 minus 127 as an official pick. All right. We broke the hell down out of this card. A lot of picks, a lot of leans. Yesterday I did the same thing and turned out to be okay for me. Hopefully, I will come out up a few units today, but I feel like I have a pretty good read on a bunch of these.
Most of the team total over 4.5 plus 104.
Which one?
Cody.
Which one?
Arizona team total 4.5.
Sure. I got it at.
Well, that's where you got it last night, right?
No, I bet it this morning. I bet it at 4, and I'm just using the lines that I quote are always the Pinnacle lines at 10:30 Eastern time. Those are the lines, and so over 4 minus 130 is the line I'm getting right now, and I also bet it at a bunch of places, and I got 4. All right, so that's the show for today. I hope this was helpful. Hope it was entertaining. Tomorrow should be a little bit more freewheeling because there's only 8 games tomorrow. So
that's where we really should.
Yeah, and hopefully I will come back up a few more units, and hopefully if I'm down, it's not too bad. And that's about it. Thanks everyone for tuning in, and we'll be back tomorrow for the Thursday show.